Well, good evening, everybody. Thanks for having me. And yes, I am pinch hitting, but I'm happy to be here. I wanted to thank Davel for putting this together. It's a fantastic event. It's my second one to come to, and I love seeing everyone from multiple disciplines and different facilities. So thank you all for coming. So I've been tasked with speaking about severe aortic stenosis in patients who don't have very high calcium scores based off their CT. So we have some hard decisions to make. So when we do a CTA TAVR protocol, what is considered to be a hard cutoff for severe AS? In men, it's greater than 2,000 arbitrary or AU units, and in females, greater than 1,200. This data has not really been well validated in low flow, low gradient states or in bicuspid aortic valves, but that's widely considered to be one of the cutoffs for severe AS. There's been a few studies, most of them retrospective, looking at TAVR in patients with low calcium scores and how do they do. One of them out of Cedars-Sinai, again, retrospective, looking at 563 patients. Of those, 93 patients had low calcium scores. The other obviously had high calcium scores, and high gradient concordant severe AS was found in about half those patients. Device success rate was similar in both patients with low and high calcium scores. Low risk of PVL, and very, very low risk of valve embolization. So these patients overall did very well, very low 30-day mortality. In a Chinese study from West China Hospital, again, very low volume kind of studies here. They're all retrospective, looking at 21 patients versus 115. Pretty similar in groups, but the low calcium score patients were somewhat younger, but had similar high STS scores. Successful implantation in all those patients, and these were self-expanding valves. Post-dilation was recommended and needed more often in these patients compared to the higher calcium score patients. Again, very low 30-day mortality, low paravalvular leak, and no increased risk of stroke. So this was also found to be highly effective. The TORCH registry, again out of China, analyzed 328 patients, 34 had the low calcium scores. They wanted to see patients with diffuse leaflet thickening and low Agassiz scores. All patients got self-expanding valves, and again, these guys typically use an oversized valve for these cases, but they all did very, very well. No real increased risk of PVL, and no embolization also. So very good valve hemodynamics, low mean gradients post-operatively, and valve areas that are acceptable. So overall, in these three kind of retrospective studies, showed to have good results. This is just a CT scan showing 4 different aortic valves. The first one is a high calcium score. The other 3 are low calcium scores. And these are all kind of associated with amyloid deposition, but all patients did very, very well. No risk of embolization there. So some of my takeaways, low calcium scores are safe in both balloon expandable and self-expandable valves. No increased risk of embolization, and there's less PVL. Thank you.